Hello, LinkedIn Live. How is everybody doing? Happy Friday. We have a super exciting show for you today. First, thank you to my incredible wife. I'm doing the first live from our podcast studio she built for me in our office. So if you guys see a little bit of a different background, that's where I am. Super excited for this. Here, I'll show you the mics. We have a really exciting show today. So anybody that knows me knows I love sales. Sales is the driving fuel behind everything. And today we have two amazing guests that I've been actually looking forward for months to have this. We have Courtney Steiner. She's the Vice President of Sales for Carahsoft. And we have Gina Starcuzzi, the founder of Center for Women in Sales Leadership. I love what you guys do. You guys help women. Well, Gina, you help women with sales. Courtney, you lead sales for an amazing organization, Carahsoft. I want to talk to you about how we can engage more women in sales. I truly believe women can be better salespeople than men. I truly believe women can be so much more better in communication. We'll talk a little bit about AI. I have a couple of ideas about that. And people are saying hi to us. Hey, Numan. Hey, Hamad. Very nice to see you guys. And let's start. So, Gina, can you tell us a little bit about the Center for Women in Sales Leadership? Your initiative is so powerful and so amazing. Can you share with us a little bit about what it is that you do?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, the center is part of the Institute for Excellence in Sales, and I run the leadership programs for women in sales. And I can tell you everything you said it's not a possibility. It is a reality. Women are just star-studded when it comes to sales, and they're really great at being leaders. They're more inclusive, they're more vulnerable, they're more empathetic. They're better listeners. It's not that you men can't learn, you can learn. But we're here to help you learn those things. And so the forum is really for women who are on the leadership track, and it helps companies. I work with companies, not just the women. I work with companies to help their leaders get ready for the next big thing in their companies, and to manage across, genders and across all kinds of, age differences, and just be ready for the next opportunities. So it's the best job I've ever had in my life.
So I'm leaving Fred's comment. So shout out to Fred Diamond. So Fred is the co-founder of the Institute of Excellence in Sales. Fred is a mentor, friend, partner of mine. Taught me so much during my career. We help each other all the time. Fred, thank you for joining in. Thank you for building this. So Fred built the Institute of Excellence in Sales. And then Gina, you basically took this role of being the head of the institute to help women grow in sales, correct?
Correct.
How do you do that?
Well, the program, and it's great because Courtney's going to be part of this program starting in January. And I just walked out of one right now. And there's so many programs that can tell you about leadership 101, what it means to be a leader. What's different about the forum is that we look at the personal side of leadership. What is it that you bring to the table, and what kind of leader do you want to be? How do you want to be remembered? What is it you're trying to achieve personally, and how does that connect with your company's goals? Because the two don't have to be in opposition. They should be working in tandem. And because when you give a woman the opportunity to grow and you support those goals, look out, because everything's going to happen, right? But sometimes women have the tendency to sit on their ideas and keep their voices a little quiet. That's because we've been socialized to take up as little space as possible. Well, in the forum, we shake that up. Like, no, it's all about making noise, right? And I come from a large Catholic Italian family. Everybody's making noise. And I had 5 brothers, right? So I get this because I was in constant competition from day one, right? And so I don't have that fear that a lot of women do. Probably the problem I have is I can't keep my mouth shut when I see things that upset me, right? But that's what we do. We have fun, we grow, we just look at it like, what do you want? And how are you going to get it? And everybody, all the women help each other. It's a community. It is, honestly, as I said, Zeb, it is the most fun, the most rewarding, just the greatest thing I've ever done in my career. Right?
I have a female-dominated team, and I can't tell you how amazing that is. And Courtney, I want to bring something to you, and I would love your opinion. I always felt the reason why women kind of stay away from sales is a confidence issue. I feel like guys, naturally, we're more confident, even if we don't know, even if we're not that good. And women feel like they need to be super prepared. They feel like they need to know everything before they venture into something. And I feel that's the major, major difference. But I can tell you, I've trained thousands of salespeople. I truly believe women are better equipped.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, building confidence and assertive, you hit the nail spot on. And I recently, in preparation for some of the stuff I'm doing with Gina and others, took a self-assessment. And one of the things was, I definitely am still an analyzer. So, and maybe an overanalyzer. And so how do it really does, though, that overanalyzation comes from a place of lacking, confidence. And so for me and for others, I don't know, my journey. So building confidence and assertiveness is I think, a total personal journey. And you have to understand yourself, and my walls that hold me back might be different than Gina's or some of the other women's. And so understanding yourself, really understanding your why and your purpose and what your end goal is, and identifying those walls will help you then begin to start to sort of break them down. I thought I was really assertive and confident. And when I did some self-assessments, about a decade ago, and went through some workshops and realized, wow, I didn't ever realize how much I was actually holding back. And so, for example, the first half of my career, all I thought about was, well, what are people going to think? What are they going to think of me? What if I give a bad idea? That'll be mortifying, or I'll be embarrassed, or, I don't want people to think that less of me. So I kind of held some big ideas back. And so, getting or worried about stepping on people's toes, and so really figuring out how to advocate for myself, know what I know, respect what I don't know, always be willing to learn and be flexible, really helped me gain some of that confidence to navigate that, or to put my ideas out there. Once I stopped being afraid that it's okay to have an idea that doesn't stick, that was sort of my wall that I had to break down. And once I broke down that wall, it was off to the races, and, my confidence soared.
Is there any techniques? Is there any things that you found yourself doing, Courtney, to raise? Because it's clear you are a very confident. Your position is incredible. Carahsoft is incredible. But how did you get here? Like you said, you've went through a lot of trials, tribulations. Is there anything that you would suggest to women out there to do to build this confidence?
Absolutely. Well, one, get to know yourself truly, and understand what your why and your purpose is first and foremost. But seek out, I'm a huge believer in seeking mentors and being a mentor myself and mentoring others, surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, who can be, and then also, though, can be honest with you. I do not like to surround myself with people with yes people. I need people to be brutally honest with me. And then also, okay, so the flip side of that is being prepared to take the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
But mentorship is so important.
I love it. So let's say that we have ladies out there that want to get mentors. Let's say that maybe somebody wants to be mentored by you, Courtney. But give some advice, not to you directly, we'll get to that later, but can you give some advice if right now ladies that want to grow in sales are looking at this and is like, wow, this is great. How do they find a mentor?
So my advice that I give and that I use for myself is to look at people who are in positions where you want to be. That's always a great place to start. Who inspires you? You know, what are they producing, and try and reach out and connect with them in any way you can. And then again, like I said, we'll lift you up, but also be honest with you. And so networking, putting yourself out there. Now, the one thing that I've started to do, and I do offer, I'll be a mentor to anybody, you know, reach out to me. Happy to help anybody who wants help. But I've put myself out there and offered my, you know, to be a mentor or a sounding board to a lot of women and men. And I'd say maybe about 2% actually take me up on it. So when someone does offer that to you, they mean it. Take them up on it.
Love that. I offer mentorship to so many people, and you're so right. Such small percentage of people actually take advantage. Now, Gina, the next piece of this, I think, is organizations like yours. So if you can join an organization full of powerful women that are growing in sales, that's a great way to find mentorship as well, right?
Yes, it is. And the IES, and which, you know, the center is part of, I mean, we have these growing communities, and you really want to immerse yourself in communities that are doing the work you do, so that you can find those people that Courtney spoke of. But it's important too, if you're going to ask someone to mentor you, that you know how to be a good mentee. Don't just say, I want to be mentored. What is it you're trying to achieve? And, you know, when people give you their time, use it wisely. Come to each meeting prepared, like with specific questions about what it is trouble you're having, and or the challenge in front of you, or the opportunity that you want to take advantage of, so that you're not wasting your time, their time or yours. And it's also, there are so many kinds of mentors that you can have. There are long-term career mentors. There are specific to a type of client or a type of sale, or they could be, you know, project-based. And then, you know, you want your mentors that you can just kind of bitch to, you know, that you can blow off steam with, and who can give you some solid feedback, like Courtney said. Like, you know, yeah, okay, you're mad, you're frustrated, but here's the reality. You could have done this, or, you know, you missed the boat, or it's not too late, or whatever it is. So you want multiple kinds of mentors in your life, if you're lucky enough to get them, but make sure that you are doing yourself and them a favor by being prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Being prepared and giving value to any leader. I know a true leader likes to mentor, but he needs a reciprocation. He needs somebody that really wants to learn. And Courtney, you said that beautifully. You can't go to mentors and just expect them to say, oh, you're beautiful, bright, and you're going to do so well. It's nice to hear that, but constructive criticism is more important. What I love about groups like yours, okay? I have a lot of CEO groups, investor groups that I'm a part of. And then when I share my problems with a bunch of CEOs, I find out that they all are struggling with these problems. And some of their solutions, they can help me not learn on my own flesh, if you will. So when you go to these rooms, Courtney, people can meet you. You have done so much. You can teach them just from your experience so much. And guys, everybody's been through this. So when you talk to a lady like Gina or Courtney that has been through this and came out on the other side, you can shorten the educational, you know, routes. So Courtney, if you are in these types of organization, how would you suggest ladies or men reach out to mentors while they're networking? If somebody would reach out to you, how would you appreciate them doing that?
Yeah. So when networking, obviously, if you're in person, So I use LinkedIn, right? So, hey, you can quickly LinkedIn somebody, connect that way. And I give them my phone number. I give them whatever works for them. I'm always reachable. And so internally, depending on if they're internal or external, right? So, but yeah, I mean, it's that easy. I mean, I'll even give people my cell phone and just say, text me.
Yeah.
Whatever is best for you. We're all connected in 100 different ways. So whatever medium is the best.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, the session we just did in the forum was about utilizing LinkedIn for sales and professional development, but networking too. And it's really good to search out women or men, people in your industry who are doing the work you're doing, who have the experience that you need, and then reach out to them. Start that relationship. You can network without being in a room. So you use that tool.
Absolutely. Everybody watching this, follow Courtney, follow Gina, connect with me. You can reach to so many people on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is an amazing platform. This is just me giving you a completely silly tip, but if you are networking, I don't know if you guys know this, I love LinkedIn. Well, you guys probably know this, but if you're on LinkedIn, okay, and you press the search button, you actually have a feature on LinkedIn where everybody can just scan your code, or you can scan anybody's code and connect with them directly. So, it's very easy. I do this all the time. Are you on LinkedIn? Connect, send a message. And if you're reaching out to somebody, reach out to them in the right way. Don't be generic. Courtney, if I just met you in an event, name the event. Say, Courtney, you were so impressive. I would love to have 15 minutes of your time to see if you can mentor me. Good people help others, but you got to ask them the right way. Now, Gina, can you give some tips to young salespeople, ladies or men, that coming into these groups, how they can bring value to these groups and connect quickly? Do you have any tips? I know you do this a lot.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because we're going to be starting some programs just for new sales professionals. Very tech savvy, very smart young people. What they lack a little bit is the people skills. And so when they get into an actual room, a physical room, they're not the best at walking up and introducing themselves. I mean, it can be daunting, even if you're in your 30s or 40s or 50s or whatever, depending on the room. So it is finding that commonality, just starting a conversation. And, maybe if you talk about sports, if that's something you like, or, honestly, you can even talk about the weather. I mean, if you come into a networking event and it's pouring rain, just make some lame joke or something. It gets the conversation started, and then you can find those commonalities. And so if you're at a sales networking event, and to your point earlier, Zev, the shared experience aspect of things that you get in your CEO group, that is such an integral part of connecting with people. Is like, and if you're in sales and it's difficult, which we know it is right now, just, wow, you guys hitting your numbers. I'm not, I'm struggling, man. Can you guys get anybody on the phone? I can't, I get like nothing. Just something that simple will get people talking. It's like when you're, in grade school and nobody wants to raise their hand and say, I'm sorry, I don't understand. Right. And the second someone's brave enough to do it, like everyone goes, oh, I don't understand either. Right. So it is the same thing with networking events. Nobody knows or wants to start the conversation. And we've all gotten so bad at it because we're just doing this all the time.
I love this.
Wow, human beings.
So this is a psychology is my thing. Okay. psychologically, everybody needs to understand when you get into a full room, everybody feels like they're the outsider and everybody else is connected.
Yes.
It's everybody. It doesn't matter what your title is, how much experience you have. Always, when you walk into a full networking room, your mind is going to say, oh, they're all connected and you're the outsider and you're going to feel like this. So a couple of tips, okay? Come early. And Courtney, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Come early, okay? When nobody's there, meet a couple of people. And then when other people come in, introduce people to people. That is the most powerful networking play. Guys, I've done it so many times, and it makes people think like you own the room. You know everybody, you own the room. This is your event, okay? So let's and I meet you, Courtney, and you introduce yourself, and you're Vice President of Sales in Carahsoft. Then Gina comes in, I do the same thing, and then I'll take Gina by the hand, and I was like, Gina, meet Courtney Steiner. She's the Vice President of Sales in Carahsoft. Courtney, you're going to love me. You're going to say, wow, this guy cares, remembers, and brings people in. And I'll remember what you say. So if I feel somebody that will be a good connection, I'll bring you in. Both of you will be genuinely grateful for me, and it will position me on a pedestal that, wow, this guy is great. There's value in there. So this worked for me so well. Now, it's annoying to come in early, and everybody that comes in early hides in a corner and eats or drinks, but get to know some people and then be the connector. The most powerful person in the room is the one that connects with everybody. Okay. Yeah. And I know, we know a lot of really awesome people all together. Those people, look at them network. Okay. I won't name names, but look at these people network. They go out there and they introduce themselves. They go shake hands. They're not there to drink or eat. They're there to share. So what do you think about that, Courtney?
Yeah, no. Okay. So I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm going to go ahead and give you my calendar and bring you with me so that you can help me connect with people at every event I'm at. So I hope you're available.
But I love networking.
Yeah. So I'm going to even take it a step back. Show up, right? Like I'm seeing a huge challenge of getting folks to show up. So show up, and then once you're in the door, then be present, like you talked about. Put your phone away, be present, be available, be approachable, and also approach others, just like you had mentioned. But I found that even, returning back to the office after COVID and everything, even for me, that first few times back was like, okay, I'm really nervous, and what's it going to be like? And did I lose all those skills? And then you go through it and you realize, okay, it's not that bad. Right. Yeah. So, and I still got it, and so definitely just go, just do it, just rip the Band-Aid off, and then, and try, and again, bringing in the mentors, go with your mentor.
Good advice.
Have your mentor come with you, and be authentic with your mentor. Say, I'm nervous about this. I need help networking, and man, that makes it so much fun for me. When I take a mentee or a mentee meets me at an event, what a great conversation starter. Hey, so-and-so is new in the biz. Let me introduce you to them. And then you just get started. It's such an easy icebreaker.
It's so great. And another little tip for people, sometimes we kind of huddle in little groups. And then sometimes people kind of come near those groups, but they're kind of afraid. Always invite those people.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You struggler, like say, hey, come on in. This is Courtney. This is Gina. And again, you're going to make yourself like the power player in the room. Everybody's going to want to talk to you. But do unto others what you would like for them to do unto you. We all feel insecure in a new networking environment. All of us. Okay. Yeah. I've networked. I've spoken in front of 10,000 people. I still feel nervous when I go into a room full of people. But you just got to convince yourself, okay, that everybody feels that way. And I'm going to be the one that helps everybody else not feel that way.
Love that.
Yeah.
Everything easier.
That's great advice. Great advice. Yeah. And it's true. Everyone feels that way. And yet we project all this, well, it's just part of our brain. It's all about me, right? It's me. And the other person is me too. And once you realize that, it makes it so much easier. But that the going early, that is a great tip.
Yeah.
And taking people with you, that's another great tip, because it all makes it easier.
I have another one. I don't know if this ever happened to you. I hate when people, they don't even know me. They're like, hello, here's my card. Like, hey, this is what I do. So focus on others before you focus on yourself. If I meet Courtney, hi, Courtney, what do you do? How can I help you? Who are you looking to meet? Stop being a megaphone of sales and try to help people. Sales actually helping people. So you find out with Gina and with Courtney what would be helpful for them before you just knock them on the head and whatever. Right?
Well, yeah. And Zeb, that's another good point. If someone asks you what you do, don't tell them your title. Tell them like you work for a company that makes these widgets that helps people do this, and show like the humanity of it rather than the title, because titles don't mean anything, right? I'm a salesperson. Well, good.
Titles are ego driven and it's for you.
Well, but even, I think
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And younger people might feel like, I don't have a title. So, I'm in sales. No, don't do that. Yeah. What do you sell? You sell software that helps companies help people do this, right?
How do you help?
Yes. Help. Exactly.
AI and how to grow further with AI so they're not stuck back. So again, I love that. You're not selling, you're helping. Us in the selling profession, we're helping others, and without us, nothing moves.
Exactly.
Now, I want to talk to you guys. Sorry, go ahead, Courtney.
Yeah. And on the title thing, I've found myself where, okay, if I do that or talk about my tenureship or something, it's a crutch. It's more of a, hey, I got to establish that I deserve to be here, but you don't need that. Nope. I think a lot of women feel that way too, where I got to say my title. I got to say how long I've, been there, or, I got to give my resume because I need to make sure that I'm validating my position here. And you're so right. You don't have to, you so don't have to do that. Connecting with people on a human level, and just building a relationship, establishing a relationship is really what it's all about.
Absolutely.
So, Anil here has a question. What is the biggest motivator for sales? It's a huge question, and we can take it to many things. But what I want to share with everybody is relationship is the biggest driver.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Relationship. That's what I see. That's what I strive for. I strive for relationships, not transactions, if that makes sense.
That's right.
Courtney would love if you share a little bit about that. And then I have another thing. Half an hour has passed so quickly, and this is so much fun, but I definitely want to ask you guys a couple more things. So please, let's answer and then move on to a couple of other.
All right. So super quick motivator in sales. I'm a very competitive person. So I like to, but I also like to help people and solve problems. So those two things combined, I think have really helped me, my natural drive, I guess, to support and help other people and also be competitive, has really helped me excel in my sales career. So,
love that. Gina, to you?
Well, just people buy from people. They don't buy from companies. They don't buy, they buy from who they trust and like. Mm-hmm. So, and you can't do that if you haven't built a relationship, to your point, Zev. I mean, it's all about starting with building that rapport, and you build that rapport by talking about how you help people, what you do that helps people, not I'm in sales. I make a widget that does this and that, and all this happens. That's exciting. That and be enthusiastic about it, right?
But before you present your widget, figure out what they want.
But I mean, if you're just first talking to them, and somebody asks you, what do you do? Right. And that's that start of that relationship that you pointed out. So, I mean, and then from there, you find out what they need and what makes them tick. And that's what's the motivator for most people is they really liked Courtney. Like, you know, maybe I can get a better price over here, but I like Courtney, right? I trust Courtney. So I'm going to go with her and come up with that extra money.
Yeah.
Listen, money, you know, if you're looking for the cheapest thing all the time, you're going to get screwed most of the time. So, you know, relationships are where it counts.
Well said.
I trust Courtney, and I know Courtney's never going to, you know, mistakes might happen, but she'll fix them. She'll be there. I'll work with Courtney, even if it's 5 cents, 5,000, 5 million more. The goal is to get stuff going. Now, I am super deeply into AI, ladies. I would love to ask you a little bit how AI affected your lives. And before that, I want to share with you something that we found out in, you know, in Viacry, in our AI development company. Women with 15 years of experience are the best AI users of all times. Way better than students, way better than, because women give context. Women kind of bring in the information, and the AI needs that. So by telling you guys that basically you guys are the super users of AI, how did AI affect your how you do things, Courtney? And then Gina, I would love for you to share your opinion.
Sure. I mean, my toe into AI was literally just checking myself, right? I write something, I love writing as I'm feeling it, as I'm thinking it, and then running it through to be like, all right, let's polish this up, right? And so I use it for that all the time, for research. Remember, I'm an analyzer. So and I also love to be productive and save time. So, you know, as soon as I discovered certain tools where I could use AI to help me do the research in a quarter, not even a quarter, like 10% of the time, you know, that has significantly helped me on. And the two things I just said are the easiest, no-brainer things, right? You can, that if you just put it on a sticky note and say, okay, check it, or use it for research, then you'll remember to use it. I think adopting it and like putting it into your normal practice and changing is the hardest part. But once you get started, then it's, you know, spiral.
Love it. So, Courtney, what you're saying is like chat bots and kind of validating yourself, which is great, and everybody needs to do it. But I want everybody to know that AI is 10 levels deeper than that.
Totally.
It is.
AI do so many things. For instance, we've developed a tool, Courtney, to help build pipelines for salespeople. Now, the tool does not replace salespeople. I believe in salespeople, but I also know that building pipelines is not usually the best thing or the thing they like to do. So we teach an AI what they do, and we have the AI bolster them on things they're weak on to build a big pipeline. AI can be agents, can be visual. AI can be so many things, but the first step with AI is exactly what you were saying. Validate yourself and have, now with AI, Courtney, we're all managers. We're all leaders because we have a bunch of AIs that can basically do our bidding, but we need to know our stuff. Love that. Gina, how did AI change how and what you do?
Well, very much like Courtney, that's how I started it, you know, tighten this up, make this a little punchier, you know. I love it because the tools I use, they picked up that I have a sarcastic nature. And they've even said, would you like me to make this a little sassier? You know? So, but now what I do is, because I know it will take me a long time to refine my ideas, like to, you know, I've got all these ideas. I know what I want to say, but, you know, paring it down. So I'll throw in all these prompts, like, and this is my audience. And this is the message I want to get across. And this is what I need. And I need like a whole campaign, right? And bam, before I can grab my water and, you know, sit back down, it is done. And it is amazing. I mean, it needs tweaking and you have to check that it's not making stuff up. But it's amazing because it is such a huge time saver, and it consolidates my ideas, because my brain is like, it moves too fast, right? And I have to grab things and I'm trying to say too much, right? This like tightens everything up and just puts it in a nice package with a bow. And that makes my life so much easier. So much easier.
Love that. So, ladies, this was miraculous. I think everybody enjoyed this. I would love to do this again and share more tips in the future. But before we finish, I would like each of you to take a couple of minutes, share a little bit about yourselves, how people can reach out to you, and just tell us just a little bit more, a little deep dive in who you are.
Courtney, please.
Sure, I'll start. So, so Courtney Steiner, originally from the Midwest, moved out 20 years ago to Reston, Virginia, to take this great job at Carasoft. And I currently live in Reston. So if you're in the DC area, again, reach out to me and I'll tell you how in a second. But I've got two amazing girls. They're in 3rd and 5th grade. So that's the phase of life I'm in. So for anybody out there that's in the similar phase of life, or entering that phase of life, happy to talk to you about that too, when it comes to balance and work and family. So
I'm going to talk to you about preteen, because I have an 11-year-old. She's in 4th grade, 5th grade, sorry, but she's going into 5th, but she's really changing on me now, and we are so close. And I think you're a little bit above me with your older one. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but I would love to talk to you about that.
Yeah, totally. Let's chat, and it's funny because so much of what I'm learning, I like translate, what I learn in work or when talking to Gina, I translate down to my girls and try to get them out there and be confident and, all the things. But yeah, so again, local to the DMV, and love my team, love my all the employees that I have the opportunity to work with every day. But to reach out to me, LinkedIn, obviously very easy. Courtney Steiner, Courtney without a U, and you can LinkedIn me, and I'm happy to. And my phone number and email address are on there too, if that is easier for you.
Awesome. So everybody, connect with Courtney, follow Courtney. You've been so amazing. I'm so happy we've done this. Thank you. Gina, how about you?
It's funny. I've lived all over the place, started in New York, was in Northern Virginia for 20 some years and just moved to Michigan. My husband and I bought a lake place. So I am coming to you from very cold Michigan, and looking at the frozen lake out my window. I have a daughter in college, and she is much more reserved than I am. And it like makes me a little crazy because I just want to go, come on, speak out.
People are much more reserved than you and I are.
Yeah, probably just as well. We need balance in the world. You can find me on LinkedIn, and I'm part of the Institute for Excellence in Sales. Fred and I are partners, and we're doing some amazing things, and just love everything sales. It's been my entire career: sales, marketing, business development, some aspect. It always has different titles with different industries, but I love mentoring people, and elevating women is that's my swan dive for my career. I'm going to ride this wave out till the end. So
let me make an experiment here. Everybody in the comments, can you please put the Institute of Excellence for Sales and the Women in Sales on the comments? If somebody can do that, that will be awesome. So everybody can join. And you run events. You guys do both like Zoom, and you have live events. And
yeah.
I love what you guys do, and shout out to Fred Diamond, such an amazing guy. Fred, you've been like a mentor to me for the past 10 years. So really appreciate it. And you guys do such a great service. And Courtney, you've been such a class act, and I really hope everybody reaches out and learns from you. And guys, thank you. I think things like this is what the community really wants. And I want to personally thank you for coming on and sharing your wisdom.
Anytime. Thank you so much, Zach.
See you guys. See you in the next.
Bye.
Bye.